Youtubians, it's Tony here from wetryanything, the channel likes to try things so you don't have to. There it is, there's my finger. Right, what we're going to have a quick look at today is the Ford Fiesta 1.6 Econetic diesel 5-door. Basically, as you can see, this was brought out in late 2008, and it was it's a considerable upgrade to what was the car before it, which was a bit more of a boxier design, this car. It uses what was at the time Ford's new design language, which was to make the car look like it's moving even though it isn't. So as you can see with the, it's got the very strong lines running down the actual side of the car. It's also got, the headlights really do kind of emphasize that sort of look to the vehicle. It is a very kind of sporty car, and you can see why it's been popular really with a lot of people since its release. This variant of the car doesn't have alloys or anything. Those are just your kind of, your trims, as it were. But as you can see here, it is a very nice, well-designed vehicle, really, that can accommodate, what we would say at a push 5 people. What I'm going to do is open the boot and have a look, so just show you the space in there. Right then, on opening the boot, as you can see, it's quite spacious. Sorry about the dirt and stuff. We haven't really kind of cleaned it. I don't think many people do actually vacuum their boots really, but it is quite spacious here, so you can see you can fit quite a bit in, and the back doors here, sorry, the back seats can go down. You just push and you go forward, and it is quite spacious, and we have fit quite a bit of luggage in here to go away on holiday and stuff, and enough for 5 people to go away for a week, and it's accommodated it very well. Moving on the inside of the vehicle, let me just get the boot down. The actual interior of the car, it is spacious in the back. This is the car set, the seat set backwards, and I am 5 foot. 5'5", 5'6", so there's a fair amount of room for me. I would imagine a 6-foot person would have to have that seat forward a little bit, but this is a passenger seat, so at the end of the day it's not too bad. We've got just a car seat here, but the headroom wise, if I can just turn it around and show you the headroom, if that's got my head. Headroom wise, I'm okay. I'm only 5'5", but it does the job very well. Right then, just getting into the passenger seat, and as I said earlier, it is quite spacious in here. I'll move it forward a little, and you do get quite a bit of leg room in this car. And there's the driver's console here, which has this kind of mobile phone look to it. Obviously with the newer Mark Fiestas, it has got like a screen now, and this is kind of minimised, but it is quite angular. It's quite it's quite sporty looking. In the top of the range ones, this is like a piano black, but this has been, this is a silver effect kind of finish, and it's been easy to clean. It hasn't been dirty. It doesn't keep fingerprints or anything. You've got air vents situated here, and obviously over there, and it does do very well keeping you cool as well, especially when you get the actual aircon on. Now this model, as I say, you got your aircon there. This model actually comes with the parking sensors front and back, which have been brilliant really for what you needed for making sure that you don't hit anything, or you can park close to things without kind of worrying that you're going to damage your car. You've got the console here that when you turn it on, it has got the icons running down the side to say whether it's what's going on. So for example, I'm obviously on the radio. If I go on CD, it'll highlight the CD and stuff like that, so you got a quick glance. Obviously it's not like your modern infotainment systems nowadays, but you can kind of see at a glance what you're doing or what's going on at the minute. Speaking of that, you actually do have a phone option in this, because obviously it's got the Bluetooth hands-free built into the car, which has been, it's been great for my wife, who's been using this car daily, which is controlled via these buttons here, and it's been fantastic, and it's held calls, it's taken calls, you've made calls, it's just done it really well. So again, it's been good in that aspect really. While I'm at it, I'm going to just quickly show you the glove box. See here, you got enough for like a fairly decent sized bottle here. You got a fair amount. It is plasticky, so you do hear things rattling around. Whether you want to put a bit of cloth in there just to stop stuff like that, but it's never really concerned us really. Again, you've got you know, you've got it there as well, and you've got two cup holders there. You got a cup holder there as well. So you know, you're quite well catered for. And in the back, you don't seem to have much storage in the back. I'm just trying to see what you've got going on there, and there's not much going on there really in terms of where you can store stuff. So really, your front's the only place to put stuff, and obviously you've got your keep fit windows there, which are wind up and down. Up front again, you've got your wing mirror adjustment there, which is electrically powered. Electric windows, you can control the passenger side as well as the driver's side, and that's it really. I mean, moving on to the steering wheel, this car did come with obviously the volume control and memory and track maneuvering and stuff like that really. Obviously you've got your horn here. And on more titanium models, you do get cruise control, which kind of sits there really, which is, you know, which would be ideal if you're doing a lot of miles in this car, which the 1.6 diesel is ideal for, because it does give you a bit of power. But in terms of this spec, I mean, it is the Econetic spec, which comes with the benefit of free tax, which is always a bonus. Here you've got what's known as it's Ford's kind of command system, which you speak. Now, we've never really bothered with it really, because we've always found that when you use it, it's very hit and miss, and it's a gimmick at first. I mean, when this car came out, I would imagine, you know, it was all about voice commands, and it was nowhere near as advanced as the likes of Alexa, which is now appearing in cars of not so much of this nature, but of a bit more luxury. But you know, it's there. But this is what controls the indicators, you know, left and right, and you know, yeah, as it were, your high beam and stuff. And obviously that's what changes the computer. Over there is your wipers, which you can adjust the actual timing of. So, you know, when you've got it on the intermittent wipe, you can how quick you want it or how slow you want it. You know, that's it. I mean, obviously the rear wash and stuff like that. The weird thing is, normally I'm used to on a car, you have to pull that to get the front ones, but that does the back when you pull it. What you do is you got to press that button to get the actual front the front windscreen to wash itself. So bit of a strange one there, especially when you change cars a bit often. So you do get used to it. But you know, I'm going to quickly jump into the front seat and just go through some of the things on there, and then we'll take for a drive. Right then, in the front seat, in the driver's seat as well, this is what you're greeted with. You're greeted with the, I mean, as you can see, this has only done 80,000, nearly 500 now, which is minimal for a diesel engine. It's, you know, you're just kind of breaking it in really. You've got your rev counter, your speedo, and you've got your fuel gauge there, and obviously that's just saying it's been immobilized there. And you do have, you know, you can change. I'm going to put the key in, so if obviously it's going to cut to me after I put the key in, but you know, you can change the elements there. Sorry, let this thing focus. You can change the elements there, which will give you other kind of information, such as mileage, how many miles to what you got left, and what have you. But what I'll just do is pop the key in, and then you can have a quick look. Right then, key in, and I'm just going to fire it up. So as you can see, all the dials are nicely lit up, which should go out after a while. And then you know, this isn't reading any kind of oil issues, it's just what they show. I mean, obviously I'm doing it on a cold day, so as you can see here, it is showing that symbol there to mean it's frosty. When it's red, it's really frosty, so that's the reason. But if I fire it up, this is showing me at the top there that it's only got 133 miles left, which is on, well, kind of a half a tank really. So it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't mean it does very, very well mileage. But this is only, you know, this is me driving door to door really. It's not me kind of on the motorway and stuff, because the range does go up. You know, obviously it becomes more efficient the quicker you drive it up. As I say, you just go through all sorts, you know, 47 miles to the gallon at the minute. I mean, obviously I think that's an average kind of range that it's doing, but it does do better than that when you are on the motorway. 23 miles per hour average, and as I say, it's the 80,500 really. But just, you know, you got your lights here and stuff like that, which is great. It is quite quiet when it's on idle, you know, there's been no problem there, you know. But what I will say is when I take it on the road, it is quite a loudish car really, and I've always noticed that with Fiestas, especially the older one that we had the 2 marks before it, so it'd be the Mark 5 I think, which is a bit more of a boxy one, and that was quite loud on the motorway. But you know, it wasn't that well insulated. But this isn't as loud, but it can get loud. So, but what I'll do is, you know, just quickly pan across, and you can just see what's going on here with the handbrake. You got your USB connector there and aux in, as well as a 12 volt socket.
Well, I think that's it for our walk round video and look at the interior of the Ford Fiesta. Been a great car. I mean, it's good on the inside. It's comfortable. The seats are good, and they're well kind of padded, and they're quite supportive without having the lumbar support of it. It's quite a well built car, and it is good to drive. If you want to see the actual road test video, where we have separated that off from the main full review, so you can click on the link below. If you want to click on the full review, it's everything including this video here, then please click on that link below. Thank you for watching this video, and if you'd like to subscribe to the channel to see future updates, then please click on subscribe. If you like the video, please click like, and we look forward to seeing you next video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.